scheduled start time today. It's kind of funny how much pressure, I guess it's not funny, it's stupid, how much pressure I put on myself to go live at the right time or try to do everything. And I talk about it a lot. I need to learn to cut myself some slack. I was thinking about my day today, and there's nothing extraordinary about this day. I'm gonna go to work, but I wasn't satisfied, just thinking about getting work done. I started worrying about what I would do afterward, and would I make it on time, and am I running late, and what time do I need to leave here? And I just tell you, that's a tiring way to live. So if you're doing it at home, stop. Use the old worn Coffee with Ken mug today. I'm not really sure why. Maybe just for nostalgia's sake. Funny. I primarily use it to like microwave up broccoli or what have you these days. But it was once a cup that meant so much to me, and it still kind of does. I wonder how cold it is outside. Let's see, drop that down. Let's get that set up. I think I have everything pretty much where it needs to be. So I'm going to start with good morning, 55. And good morning. I've got a hoarse voice today. Feeling better. But my voice is kind of croaking. I like to think it's sultry. It's a little bit sexy, a little bit more baritone than my typical Coffee with Ken voice today. Ladies, control yourself. But anyway, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Thursday morning. It is January 22nd. It is 5:52 a.m. Happy Thursday. Coffee with Ken's a show I've done for quite some time. It is a show about me talking, kind of sharing some feelings. Let me get a sip of water. Kind of sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life, kind of sharing my adventure as I travel down my path. I've done the show about 6.5 years. There was a long time ago, I was sitting there in a dark apartment thinking about a bunch of negative stuff and thinking I was the only one that was going through I don't know if I want to call it mental stuff or just life issues, but I think they're one and the same almost, because how we look at things and how again, I could get stressed out and depressed over worrying about anything. And I think a lot of us, I'm assuming a lot of us, it's not just me, kind of get your mind in a panic, if you will, over all sorts of things. And when some heavier stuff hits, a breakup with a relationship or a loss of a job or what have you, a loss of a loved one, that's when life can feel really heavy. But either way, it's our mental attitude that gets us through it. And I've kind of realized that through doing my show. And hopefully by just kind of talking about my stuff, it helps other people. So that's my thought. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know it is not just a show about me talking. And I'm taking a little chance here. You know it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee. And I haven't had a sip of coffee since probably Sunday. So I'm excited to. I'm a little, I've got residual cold sickness going on. And when you're cold and sick, coffee doesn't feel so good, but I just didn't want to do tea again today. Tea to me is a little bit, I mean, I don't know, it tastes pretty good when I go to the coffee shop and have some. But when I have it at home, uh, I don't know, in my mug in the morning, and I'm craving coffee, and I'm doing my Coffee with Ken show. Something about tea leaves me feeling wanting. And I did not want to feel wanting this morning. So I'm going to give this coffee a try. And I'm excited to have my first sip. And my hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. I don't think I'm getting the full taste of it. Because again, I'm just getting over a cold, and I think having a cold kind of kills your taste buds a little bit. Have I ever tried peppermint mocha? Yes, I have. Is this Hank Schrader? No. No, it's not Hank Schrader. But anyway, it's Thursday morning. It's bright and early. It's 5:56 a.m. Good morning, Jack Taylor. You were in hiding, Jack Taylor. You were gone for so long, I almost forgot you. I don't mean that offensively. I mean, maybe not. No, I think I said I thought of you the other day. And I did. I was wondering how Jack Taylor's doing. I don't take attendance here, and people come and go. Angela Davis. Good morning, Angela. Angela Davis is sometimes an everyday watcher, but I haven't seen her name come up, and she just came up. And I know people have lives, and I'm not saying that there's anything to watch here. But it's funny when a name will go away for a while and then hop back on. So good morning, Jack and Angela, and thanks for coming. I'm going to light my candle. Don't know what I'm going to talk about today. I've got a few thoughts. It's funny, I talk a lot about advice here. And I have a circle of close friends. And I don't like when I get too much advice on the show because I'm not looking for advice as I talk about my stuff, usually. Occasionally I'll say, hey, what do you think about this shirt or something like that? I'm not asking what you think about this shirt. You can tell me. All right, tell me. What do you guys think about this shirt? It's opening myself up to way more criticism than I want. But if you want to tell me what you think about this shirt, now's the time. I won't mute you. And you can speak freely. Fabulous. Cool. All right. All right. I appreciate you too. But again, a low quality shirt. I don't know. Is it a low quality shirt? I mean, I don't know that it's low quality. I might not look good in it or something, but I don't know. It's an Eddie Bauer shirt. It was like $20. It's more expensive than most of my t-shirts. How dare you? Oh, I shouldn't get offended. I said you could tell me. Under different conditions, Whistler, I would mute you for such heresy. Rebecca Tiddley's too busy looking at my face. She can't take her eyes off my bald head. Well, thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. Where is Barbie? It's funny you say that. I work in a restaurant. I've got 3 jobs. I'm a bartender, a server, and a substitute teacher, all rolled into one package. And at one of them, I have a dishwasher that works there that is from Mexico. And I don't know if you ever worked in a restaurant, but the dishwasher's got a pretty, thank you, Julie. The dishwasher's got a pretty tough job. He's in back, behind trays and with this hot, humid machine. And He's a man from Mexico that I know just a little bit, but all I'll hear is anytime I'm bringing my dishes to the dishwasher, I'll hear, "Where's Barbie?" And I'll often respond, "Donde está Barbie?" Which means, "Where is Barbie?" in the Spanish. That's our little joke. That's our little joke. So, yeah. Oh, let's see. Hold on here. Let me see something. What was I going to say? Where was I going? Oh, advice. We're supposed to get a lot of snow this weekend. You hardly get snow in hometown in North Carolina. You love snow. Yeah, we're supposed to get crazy cold. I don't know how cold it is out there today. I don't see ice on my windows, which makes me think it's not too cold. Enjoy the snow, Angela. Find yourself a sled. Hop on down the hill, make a snowman, do snow angels, throw snowballs. I wonder if you're from North Carolina and how rare it is to get snow where you're from. I'm sure there's places up in the mountains of western North Carolina that probably get some snow, but I bet it's kind of rare. And it's really awesome. I mean, I think it's the neatest weather we have. There was an earthquake in central Illinois the other day. And you wouldn't call it, okay, an earthquake is not weather. But I was in a class the other day and they're kind of playing a game of going around the room naming weather-related conditions. And because that morning I had heard that there was an earthquake is in central Illinois, I was wondering if earthquake could count as a weather condition. And I would say earthquake would not be a weather condition. But either way, the thought crossed my mind. Supposed to be very cold tomorrow. You say, yuck. All right. But where was I? Where was I? Advice. I asked about the shirt. Yeah. Oh, advice. Let's go back to advice. Let's go back to advice. It's interesting because, again, I talk about it a lot, and this isn't a show where I look for it. But I asked a few different people for some advice yesterday, and it's important. And this is why I think I'm very defensive of it when I get unsolicited advice, because very oftentimes advice isn't right. It's just somebody's opinion on something. And I had a few different situations where I'd ask for advice, and one of which was so strange. I was asking actually ChatGPT about something I'm facing. And hold on, I had to take care of something. There we go. Where the advice wasn't even good, or it was wrong. And I think it's easy when you're looking for it to assume that somebody's thoughts, including ChatGPT's, are better than your own. And it's just something to be wary of. And two of them were involving a job opportunity that may or may not be an opportunity. And it was how to respond. And it was kind of funny because I got total different opinions. A, from a human I was talking to, and B, from ChatGPT. And neither of their opinions felt right to me. And while I appreciated them giving it to me and hearing them say their advice, it kind of made me clearer about my own decision and the path that lay in front of me a little bit. And one was suggesting I act far too aggressively and self-serving in a job opportunity. And the other one was suggesting I act, and this was ChatGPT, way too passive and not do a dang thing except work hard, be available, and show up on time and be ready in case they need me. I'm almost skeptical a little bit. I've talked about ChatGPT a little bit now, and I'm almost skeptical of it because it tends to agree way too often with every question. And I don't know if anyone else is on there. I recently, because I was using it for a couple different things, career-wise, and it tended to agree so much with, it loved every question I had so much. I think it goes so far out of the way to be encouraging or reaffirming that I'm questioning the value of some of its responses a little bit. So that's really all I have for you about that. Kind of stop the questions, stop the comments. I timed out somebody because he hopped on and he brought up a negative vibe to me. The last thing I want to start my day is with a negative vibe. And this viewer, first thing they said, put me in a negative vibe. I should play, well, okay, hold on. I'm going to stick to this rule. Somebody said I should play City Tiles on Roblox. And again, I'm going to put them in timeout for a minute. First time offender. Wait, why did I go in timeout? Let me try that again. I need to, there we go. There we go. I need to create some method to my madness. Otherwise, it's total chaos on my show and I can't handle it. My mind ends up spinning. It was the first comment I'd had in like 3 minutes. I should have embraced it. But either way, I put him in timeout. He said those 2 naughty words. Good morning, the real, I don't know what that word is. Doctor, the real doctor. We'll just call you the real doctor. Thank you for hopping on and commenting on how cozy my home is. Would you describe this as cozy? I mean, I appreciate it. I would almost, maybe it's just because I know it's cold outside. I know the fireplace kind of creates a warm aura, and the lamp probably. But I was wondering if the brick wall and the high ceilings make it feel a little lofty or chilly. Good morning, Stephanie. How are you? It does look cozy. Okay. Because cozy is a compliment. I appreciate it. I just didn't know. Because to me, I could almost see it being called cold. And maybe it's just because I've got a little bit of a cold. And it's very cold outside. You're a cabinet installer. You go in right after the drywallers are done. It makes it, okay. Good morning, Hope. City tiles. I don't know what you mean by city tiles. These aren't tiles, these are bricks. They're brick. And you better be on your best behavior. You've already been timed out from your first comment. You broke the rules. So one of the places I work, and I'm not really great at this job, had a management loss ahead of me, above me. I mean, I'm at the bottom. I'm at the bottom. So whatever, you know, of course it's above me. But anyway, had manager leave over the last week or so. And it has me thinking, would I like that position? Would I be happy there long term? Would I be good at it? Would they hire me? I guess I don't worry about would they hire me as much as would I be good at it, because you never know. I think thinking that they wouldn't hire me or I wouldn't be good at it is probably just, I mean, I think thinking would I be good at it's important. But would they hire me is just giving yourself an opportunity to have negative thoughts come in your brain. So I was asking one friend, and one friend told me to tell the top guy at the company that I need more. Right as this management turnover is happening. And that just seemed self-serving to me, honestly, and stressful to the guy that's dealing with stress right now that there's a manager gone. And ChatGPT was told me to go in, be prompt, be available, be ready, be helpful. I'm going, well, this kind of seems like it's being a wallflower a little bit, if you will. Kind of sitting hoping I get asked to the dance instead of getting on the floor and dancing myself. So I called ChatGPT out on that. And of course, they agreed with me, even though I was disagreeing with them. They agreed with my disagreement of them. And they go, that's why your attitude's right on this one. And again, every comment they make is so supportive. I think I could ask it, would I look good with blue hair? Heck yeah, you would, Ken. It'd go great with that awesome shirt and your blue eyes. But either way, I decided a middle path between my buddy's advice and ChatGPT's strategy would be best. And I'm going to take action. I'll tell you what, though, it's really amazing. I asked if I wanted, we put together a cover letter / email and a resume design for this specific position. And I'm a man of action. I wanted to send it now. And it said, yeah, send it within the next 48 hours. And I'm going, within the next 48 hours? What's this all about? And I'm going, shouldn't I send it now? And it goes, no. Emails sent at night seem to be emotional and this and that. And you're right, not waiting 48 hours. But send it tomorrow morning. That's when the hiring position will be in a good mental state to deal with the things they're dealing with, and gave various reasons. So again, I'm still blown away with the potential of ChatGPT, but I'm still learning how to use it. How much does ChatGPT cost a month? It's free, although I was using it more. The first, 10 questions a day are free. But I'll warn you, if you get into 10 questions, you'll like it, so it goes kind of quick. And I upgraded it, so I'm spending $8 a month. I use it a fair amount. I create resumes, I create cover letters, responses to people I'm in conflict with, thumbnails for my YouTube videos. I think it's really amazingly good. Amazingly good. But again, I'm a little concerned that it's going to be amazingly good. So many jobs out of the system. I'll tell you what, legal advice. If anyone's going through anything, I think it'd be great for legal advice. Again, resume work or just how to respond in a certain situation. I'm an emotional guy. And when somebody pushes my buttons or something pushes my buttons and I want to know how to respond, you can input just a little bit of the story into ChatGPT and it'll come up with a great response for you. Tar Heel says ChatGPT is a danger to human society in general. Well, Tar Heel, I tend to be a believer in that a little bit as well. I think you're a similar age to me, and we grew up with the Terminator. Oh. What else was I going to say? Oh. I was sitting at a coffee shop yesterday. Hold on, let me get a little more coffee, speaking of coffee. So for those that are watching my show for a little while, you know, my life's been a little bit of in flux since Coffee with Ken started. Maybe that's what makes my show fun a little bit. And I was considering, and still am considering, relocating for various reasons to a different state. And I moved up here about 10, 11 months ago, and I'm enjoying my time in Wisconsin and loving my home, loving the little community that is Appleton, Wisconsin, and feel good about the distance I've come from where I was, not like the miles I've come, but where I've come from just over a year ago to living in a nice apartment and having 3 jobs, not that are perfect for me, but 3 jobs that can cover the bills and cover my financial responsibilities. But I am considering, but again, it was weighing heavily on me, relocating to a different area and uprooting again. And I think that was causing me a lot of stress and also which I think led to me getting sick. I was missing out on sleep and just not in a good emotional state over the last, I don't know, a few weeks. But anyway, I'd also kind of neglected moving forward, living here. I don't think my focus was getting it a little better. My focus was moving away from here as opposed to improving myself while being here. And I know you can do both, but I wasn't doing both. And all of my jobs are together, they add up to keeping me pretty busy, but none of them are probably the right long-term job for me. And I was kind of neglecting looking for better employment, better career opportunities, ways to better myself living here in Appleton. And yesterday, I was sitting at a coffee shop having tea, and ran into a business in downtown and asked if they were hiring. They actually said they weren't. I kid you not. I walked in, and the woman I first spoke to looked at me and she goes, do I know you from somewhere? She goes, do you have videos online? Is your name Todd? And at that I laughed. I go, well, yes, I do have videos online, but my name's Ken. And she goes, oh, that's right. And I was talking to her for a little bit, and I asked her what specific video. She'd seen several of mine. I asked her which one she was thinking of, and she talked about a video I did. I didn't do the video. I was outside doing my Coffee with Ken show, I think back in May or June, and a homeless gentleman from Appleton walked by and said, hey, and I said, hey back, and we got to talking, and I interviewed him. And I think it was a really cool video that hopefully raised some awareness to what it's like to be homeless, how do you become homeless, and maybe appreciate the challenges that are out there and the pitfalls that are out there. Because this was a guy that probably did a couple dumb things like we all do, and wasn't able to just rebound very quickly and got himself in a bad spot. And I really appreciate the dude that talked to me on it. And I think the video came out real well. And I'm pretty darn confident it had to leave her with positive feelings about me as I applied for a job in their business. We'll see. She said they weren't hiring. Maybe they will be tomorrow. So I stayed there, I filled out an application, and we will see. When you catch yourself yelling at ChatGPT, you know it's time to take a break. You're always telling GPT you're not following instructions. Well, I've never yelled at ChatGPT. Usually it's telling me nice things. Again, I question it because it'll be sending me down one path and saying, hey, you should go this strategy. And I'll go, well, that's it. Well, first of all, if you ask it anything, if I may bitch about ChatGPT, I don't need to bitch about GPT, but if I must bitch about it, here's what I'll say. You'll ask it something, I don't know, about whatever, and it'll tend to give you a long and detailed response. It'll say, here are the 5 reasons you should. Here are things not to worry about. Here are 5 things to tell me you're thinking the right place. And here are 5 things I can do to continue you on the right path. So, I mean, honestly, it's quite awesome. But I'll ask it like 3 questions and it'll fill up pages of information for me. It's quite nice. I'm a little worried about my candle, by the way. It's not as flamey as I would like. You know what I mean? It looks like it's just kind of struggling there. We have a pretty glorious audience. We got 59 people watching. We got 19 thumbs up. If you would be so kind, if you're just tuning in, to double tap that screen. I've been doing Coffee with Ken for about 6 years. I think the show makes a difference. I talk about a variety of topics, and I think they make a difference, and I hope that they do. And the more thumbs up and the more interaction I get, I think the broader audience that they push my show out to. So if you'd be so kind to double tap the screen, give me a thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. It would help me grow my show and spread whatever this is to a larger audience. Maybe somebody out there needed a little push today to learn about AI or something like that, and or to play around. You just get on, you type in chatgpd.com. Again, I was working at a Texas Roadhouse, I don't know, 6 months ago, and we were out at some social event, and there was a girl talking about it, and she was saying she uses up all her questions every day, and I was thinking she was crazy because I never even used it. But I'll tell you what, now that I'm on it, it's very easy to see why people enjoy it so much and the utility that it provides. And I think the more you lean on it, the more, I mean, again, I've used it to handle conflict in my life. I've used it to put together resumes and cover letters, and I don't know, it's pretty darn valuable. Oh, I had a friend, a long time friend, wow. He actually, I think, worked for me like 30 some years ago. I was a stockbroker, and I worked at a company called Gruntle, and he'd recently graduated college and was hired as a caller underneath me, which is, I can't imagine I ever had anybody working for me. I wasn't even that good at that. Um, but he hopped on my show yesterday. I talk to him fairly regularly, and I pick his brains and lean on him. He's a real good guy. Uh, he hopped on my show and watched for a few minutes yesterday. I was talking to him later, and he goes, "Yeah, I was on for about 5 minutes." And honestly, I thought it was kind of boring. But I go, "Well, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't expect you to like my show. I know I never told you to watch it. I certainly don't think it's for everybody. I don't go around the street saying, hey, this is the best thing in the world. But I think it has its spot for the right people." But I did find that kind of funny. Uh, so I'm rejoining the land of the living today. I'm off to work in a little bit. And I wanted to hop on and drink my first cup of coffee in several days with you fine folk. Um, I don't know how much I have for you, but I'm looking forward to getting a nice hot shower and shaving. Barely left the house yesterday, but I got a few things done, which I felt real proud of the day, given it was a day off, a day that I was sick. What is my profession? Well, I have 3 professions right now, and I was a realtor was my profession for most of my adult life for 17 years. And 3 years ago, I left that, and I've kind of been scrambling. I'm twice divorced, and I have a lot of financial responsibilities. Um, and I've been scrambling, looking to pay the bills, keep a roof over my head since that time. And currently, I work as a waiter at one place, a bartender at another, and I'm also a substitute teacher. And I'm going to go in and substitute teach today. So that's my profession. And I'm a super duper awesome content creator. So if you're new to my show, please subscribe. I go live every day. Sometimes I talk about deep stuff. I'll tell you what, I edit all these lives, and they become shorts and reels and TikToks on various social media platforms. Some of them get seen amazing amount of times. I've got a video on Instagram that's in the few 100,000 views currently. And I think I'm just scratching the tip of the iceberg. I talk about a lot of topics. Some are controversial. I don't try to be. But anyway, I'm editing a video from about, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago now. And at that time, I was still reading the Old Testament every night. I started reading the Bible about 4 months ago, and I was reading 2 chapters a night. And I'll tell you what, if anyone's ever tried to read the Old Testament, it's some pretty heavy reading, and I wasn't enjoying it at all. And every morning I'd come out and go, God, what am I reading? And I'm listening through that video from a month ago right now and that experience. And it feels good to not have to read 2 chapters from the Old Testament every night. I'll pick back up with the New Testament. I've read the first 7 chapters there. When I'm ready, I'll pick it back up again. But I'll tell you what, it feels good to have stopped reading the Old Testament. Is it the same grade of students every day that I teach? No, Tar Heel. There's in Wisconsin, I don't think it's nationwide, there's something called 4K, which is 4-year-olds. It's like a preschool almost, to all the way up to high school. And I use an app. Like most jobs, they have apps, and when there's an available position, I can pick which class and what to teach, or what subject or what grade level. I can't pick. I can't just say anyone, but a variety of assignments come up, and I can choose or not choose them. Let's see. Are we getting that bad winter storm? I don't think we're supposed to get it. I wish we would. Up here in Wisconsin, we're just supposed to get really cold weather. We're not getting any snow. I wish we would. I love snow, but I don't think we're supposed to. Let's see what it looks like out there. Can't really see. And again, it's a parking lot right across the way from me. Downtown Appleton is right there. The buildings that are along the main street. The public library is right over there. And there's a couple of cool restaurants. Actually, I've never even been to that restaurant, but I hear it's really good. But that's where I live. Do I mainly stay in the elementary grades? No, I move around. Your second year of teaching, and you teach a total of 6 classes. All right. It's going to be 80 in South Florida. Thank you. It is really pretty outside. I mean, it's a beautiful apartment. And again, like I said, I was considering relocating for a long time over the last couple months, and I'm not sure. I felt just the thought of relocating was costing me from advancing and stopping me from moving forward. And I think a lot of times in life, it's easy to get drawn back into something that's in your past. And you just got to be careful about doing that. And I felt I might have been crossing over too much into my past. And it was costing me physically, health-wise, and financially, and emotionally just moving forward. Do I have to be CPR trained to be a teacher? No, I don't have any. I don't know. I think after I had my first child, I got a CPR. I went to a CPR class, but I'm certainly not CPR trained. I don't have any license or anything like that. Does the sunrise symbolize a new day and new beginnings, Jack Taylor? Well, I think clearly would be part one answer, but I think to me or to you, does it symbolize that to me? I think it depends on the moment. A lot of times I'll look at a sunrise and just thank God for the sunrise and not think that it's a new day or new beginning necessarily. But clearly it does. But I think what like a teapot symbolizes, I don't know if this makes sense. It's often what I say makes no sense. What something symbolizes to me doesn't necessarily mean the same. I guess what something means to me doesn't necessarily mean the same thing to you, but clearly the sunrise seems like a new day is beginning. Approximately how much is the population of Appleton? I mean, I don't even really have to give you very approximate numbers. I almost want to be vague, Tar Heel, just because you're asking. Somewhere between 50 and 90,000. It's 75,000 is Appleton, Wisconsin. It's a nice sized town. It's got it's a neat mix. It's only 75,000, and I lived most of my adult life in the town of Naperville in Chicago. You're right, Jack Taylor. It's the beauty of symbolism. People find different themes and different images. Yeah, I mean, like you asked if the sunrise symbolizes the new day or new beginnings. Yeah, I mean, I think poetically it clearly does, but I think if to some in a negative frame of mind, they might see the sunrise and go, crap, another day of work. I got to do this again. This sucks. Wish I had more sleep. But anyway, yeah, Appleton's a town of 75,000. And although that's not a huge population, it's kind of got a big city vibe, just because some of the buildings are a little taller. And I don't know, there's just so many bars and restaurants in it. Yeah, Jack Taylor, I talk about that a lot. I have people that don't like me that watch my show, and they like to say it's like watching a train crash. So that's why they watch it. And I think somebody could look at me as a train crash because I've been through a lot and I'm building myself up after two painful divorces and a lot of questionable decisions. But somebody else could look at it as in a lot more positive way, as a guy rebuilding himself who's fallen down. Or, as you could say, a phoenix rising up from the ashes, which I like to think of. But either way, they can't take their eyes off me, so I appreciate them watching. I don't need to, if you really need to know what were the reasons that my wives initiated the divorces, if they did. I don't really think I need to dive into that one. So I'll just say that. Jay McBrownie is up. Jay, I hope you're a real person, Jay, because I really like your name, because you're my Scotch-Irish friend with a sweet tooth. But anyway, it's 6:36 in the morning, and I'm excited about my day. I'm gonna hop in. I'm gonna probably talk to my kids a little bit, and then I'm gonna hop in the shower, and I'm going to pack my lunch and head off to work and have the best possible day I can. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful week. I hope you guys are had a great night's sleep. Hope you are feeling good. Hope you are loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.